President Trump is preparing to send thousands of federal troops into Chicago, and what's happening behind closed doors will shock you. For weeks, the Pentagon has been secretly planning one of the largest domestic military deployments in modern American history. We're talking about deploying several thousand National Guard troops to the streets of Chicago as early as next month. This isn't speculation. This is happening. Military officials have been working on this Chicago operation for weeks, sketching out plans that could put thousands of armed National Guard members on the streets. They're even discussing deploying active duty forces, something that would mark a dramatic escalation in how America handles urban policy. The Pentagon confirmed they're continuously working with other agency partners on plans to protect federal assets and personnel. That's military speak for, "We're ready to move." Two officials told CNN this: Chicago deployment is part of Trump's plan to expand his anti-crime agenda to major cities across America. Chicago isn't the endgame, it's the blueprint. Friday afternoon in the Oval Office, Trump made his intentions crystal clear. Wearing a red Trump was right about everything hat. He called Chicago a mess and claimed residents are begging for federal intervention. "I think Chicago will be our next," Trump announced, "and then we'll help with New York." Trump painted a picture of a city in crisis, claiming African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, "Please, President Trump, come to Chicago, please." But here's what Trump didn't mention. Chicago's crime statistics tell a completely different story. Year-to-date crime data from Chicago. Police shows overall crime is down 13%. Violent crime has dropped 23%. Property crimes are down 11%. July 2025 saw homicides hit their lowest level since 2014, with just 44 reported murders. These aren't numbers from a city in chaos, these are numbers from a city seeing real improvement. So why is Trump pushing for military intervention in a city where crime is actually declining? The answer might surprise you. This isn't Trump's first rodeo. In June, he deployed 4,000 National Guard troops and 700 active duty Marines to Los Angeles over immigration protests. He used Title 10 of the U.S. Code, a rarely used authority that puts the National Guard under federal control, bypassing state governors entirely. California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom fought back, immediately filing a lawsuit that's still working through the courts. But the troops stayed. Trump called the LA operation an unmitigated success, posting on social media, "Without the military, Los Angeles would be a crime scene like we haven't seen in years." Now he wants to use that exact same playbook in Chicago. Governor J.B. Pritzker isn't backing down. His response was swift and brutal. "There is no emergency that warrants the President of the United States federalizing the Illinois National Guard." Pritzker accused Trump of attempting to manufacture a crisis, politicize Americans who serve in uniform, and continue abusing his power to distract from the pain he's causing working families. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson went further, calling any deployment unlawful and warning it would inflame tensions between residents and law enforcement. But here's the kicker: neither the governor nor the mayor has any power to stop this if Trump uses federal authority. CBS legal analyst Irv Miller confirmed what many Americans don't realize. Traditionally, deploying the National Guard requires a governor's approval, but Trump has ways around that. Title 10 allows the president to deploy National Guard troops to repel invasion, suppress rebellion, or execute laws. Once invoked, those troops answer to Washington, not the state capitol. Former Chicago Inspector General Joe Ferguson delivered a chilling warning: "We're living in an age where the administration takes action first and litigates second." Translation: Trump could send troops first, fight the legal battles later. This isn't just about Chicago. Military officials are treating this as a model that could later be used in other major cities. We're looking at a potential nationwide strategy. Think about what that means for America. Federal troops on the streets of major cities, operating under presidential authority, overriding local and state officials who were elected by their own communities. Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton called it exactly what it is. He is willing to go to any lengths possible to create chaos, if it means more political power, no matter who gets hurt. Trump has already deployed 2,000 troops to Washington, D.C., where National Guard members now patrol with firearms. He's shown he'll use military force to implement his vision of law and order. The precedent is being set right now. If Chicago happens, New York could be next. Then Los Angeles. Then any city Trump decides needs federal intervention. This is about more than crime statistics or public safety. This is about the fundamental balance of power between federal, state, and local government in America. Pentagon sources indicate the Chicago deployment could begin as early as September. That's weeks, not months. Away. Mayor Johnson's office confirmed they haven't received any formal communication about the deployment, suggesting Trump might announce it publicly before telling Chicago officials privately. The city's legal team is already preparing for a court fight, but by then, troops could already be on the ground. Asterisk, here's what every American needs to understand. This precedent doesn't end with Trump. Once federal troops become a normal response to urban issues, any future president could use the same authority. Today it's Chicago. Tomorrow it could be your city, your neighborhood, your community. The Pentagon is ready. The plans are drawn up. The only question left is political will. Chicago officials are calling this an abuse of power. Trump supporters see it as decisive. Leadership, legal experts warn it's constitutionally questionable, but none of that matters if those troops start moving next month. The next few weeks will determine whether America accepts federal military intervention in its cities as the new normal, or whether the courts and state governments can successfully push back against unprecedented presidential power. Chicago is about to become the battleground for one of the most important constitutional questions of our time: how much power does the federal government have over American cities? The answer will define the future of federalism in America, and it's happening right now, whether Chicago wants it or not.